This is Butterfly the Becoming, a space for lived moments, not lessons. Nothing here is meant to persuade you, only to sit long enough for something familiar to surface. He came to my home to give me an estimate for work I needed done. I did not choose him for the job. He later returned because the work I hired someone else to do was done poorly. He wanted to see if he could fix it, and he stayed professional. 2 months ago, I started seeing his truck parked at a neighbor's house nearly every day, and sometimes overnight. One day, I drove past the house on my way to the main road. He stood near his truck and waved at me with an intensity that felt personal. I waved back, but I knew in that moment that I did not want anything to do with him. I cannot explain that knowing in a way that sounds reasonable to everyone. I can only tell you that it arrived fully formed. The feeling was familiar, and I recognized it as something I could not return to. Not long after that, he began showing up at the waterfront on my morning walks at the same time I was there. I told a friend that I thought he was following me. She did not see what I was noticing. One day, we were walking, and he pulled up and parked near us. I pointed him out, and I watched her face change as the situation became real. I said, "Hello." He walked over, and our conversation began casually. We exchanged numbers and later talked by phone for several hours. It felt easy enough. Part of me liked the attention. Part of me liked being wanted. At the same time, I felt something else. I felt how easy it would be to lose myself inside that connection. I felt how quickly I would begin moving backwards while still telling myself I was moving forward. After a date, I understood something without needing more time. I woke up the next morning, sat straight up in the bed, and said out loud, "I cannot be with that man." The sentence did not come from anger, it came from clarity. I stopped responding to his calls and texts. He began showing up at the waterfront again. One day, he asked me directly if I did not want to talk to him anymore, and I said yes. That was correct. And he asked me why. I told him I was not ready for a friendship right now, and he said, okay. There was no scene, no ending that would satisfy anyone listening or watching from the outside, just a decision that felt clean. This story isn't about him. It's about the moment when something feels good but pulls you away from yourself. The moment when you realize you can want something and still not choose it. I did not walk away because I was afraid. I walked away because I finally recognized what moving backwards feels like. You are quietly becoming.